Taking a bipartisan stand against communism, two congresswomen joined forces on Capitol Hill Wednesday to speak out against the deadliest ideology in history. Both come from families who escaped communist regimes and sought refuge in the U.S. NTD's Jrmmy Sandberg has more on their stories.
We are doing one step at a time.
Democratic Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Republican Congresswoman Michelle Steele formally relaunched the House VOC caucus on Wednesday.
One of the most important ways to prevent communism from taking root here in America is to educate our children about its horrors.
The caucus states its goal is to honor and bring awareness to the more than 100 million people harmed or killed by communist governments, and to focus on the current international impact of existing communist regimes.
There's really an evil chain of communist nations.
Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz told Steve Lance of NTD's Capitol Report a global network of authoritarians and dictators are using communism as a weapon to suppress their own people while undermining national security interests of the U.S.
The issue of China and the Chinese Communist Party seems to be one of the few issues that's uniting both Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill. We see that in the Select Committee. Are you committed with your Democratic colleagues to pressure China into change?
Yeah, there's no question that, I serve on the Appropriations Committee and chair the, ranking member of the Military Construction VA Subcommittee, and ensuring that we have an emphasis and a prioritization of strengthening our infrastructure in the Pacific Rim, and meeting with our own allies and the countries that are on the Pacific Rim to ensure that we have a buttress to protect not only our national security interests, but the national security interests of allied democratic countries that support freedom and human rights for their people in the face of the oppression and evil that it permeates as a result of China's leadership.
Representative Steele also sits on the House Select Committee on the CCP. Steele told NTD she's so happy to work with her co-chair, Wasserman Schultz.
This is totally bipartisan. We're going to work together and stand up to CCP and Vietnamese government.
Steele says she's grateful Congress is looking at human rights violations, and that it's important to work together to let the whole world know what the communist regimes are doing.
People are realizing what's really going on inside of China, that we have to save these people.
The VOC caucus was first founded in 2017, but fell apart. The Congresswomen announced their intentions to revive it in December last year. The re-established caucus expressed support for Hong Kong and Uyghur Muslims against the Chinese regime, along with the designation of a Victims of Communism Memorial Day. Jrmmy Sandberg, NTD News.